Okay, there were a couple things that I wanted to show you on Desmos, just like some tricks and some things that will help you, like with the assessment or um, with plotting figures. First thing I like to do is I like to change my graph. So first thing I'm going to do is go to my graph setting. It's this like wrench up here, and I click off minor grid lines and under x-axis step, I put a 1, and then under y-axis, I put a 1, and then just click that again. So now it just goes by ones. Um, so let's say I wanted to graph a triangle. So one way to do this, like we have been doing, is just labeling like the ordered pairs. Um, Another way I'm going to show you is I'm going to use a table. So what I'm doing is I'm just spelling out table, and a table will pop up for x1, y1. So I'm going to just put down like some points. So I'll say negative 6, 2, and then down here I'll say negative 3, 5, and then we'll put one at 2, uh, 2, 1. Okay. Um, Now, what you can do to connect them is you hold down this green button with the points. If you hold it down, this pops up and you've got your lines. Now, kind of like before, you still have to put in your first point to connect the entire figure. So now you have your figure. And let's say if you needed to translate it. So if they ask you to translate it, um, like if they say, translate 2 to the right and, or maybe we'll say like 4 to the right and 2 down. Okay. So if we're going, so remember like our rule, like x plus 4, if we're going 4 to the right and then we're going 2 down, I'm going to actually type that in Desmos here and they will do that for me. So if I do x, but then you have to type in 1 because we're going to x1 plus 4, comma, and then y1 minus 2. Now what it does is it translates it for me. And I'm going to hold this down because I want the lines here. I'm going to hold this down. I want the lines. So now it's translated it for me. So it's gone 4 to the right and 2 down. Okay. Now let's say that you need to like reflect it over the x-axis. So remember, when you reflect it over your x-axis, the x stays the same. The x stays the same, but you have a negative y. So now it reflects over the y-axis, and that was the rule that we talked about this week. Next week we're going to be rotating images. So and there's rules for that. So let's say we're rotating at 90 degrees, or let's say 180 degrees, and all that is negative x1, negative y1. I got to put a negative there. And that's a 180-degree rotation. And that's something that we're going to learn with rotations. So I'm kind of hoping this helps a little bit. If it confuses you, I'm sorry. I will answer any questions that you have.